Yo, welcome back to the Shoot the Ship podcast. I'm your co-host Dilly,
and I'm the other co-host Big Mo. Hope you guys can hear me well.
And we're back with the big audio, the big daytime sun.
Yeah, the big noise. I still got the big blurred background, but I'm sitting in my old bedroom right now, so I'm not showing you this mess behind me today.
Yeah, I got my strawberry acai.
Yo, you looking as bougie as you are your shirt, bro.
Yeah, I had to throw the paisley on for the podcast.
Yo.
I was wearing a crusty, 2-day-old school shirt.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you're wearing that green nasty U of T. I could hear it crinkling, you know?
Yeah, I crashed last night. So I was just wearing this from yesterday. It was gross.
Nasty. You filthy, yo. But I'm so excited, yo. Today we got Marcus coming on the episode. We're going to be popping him, talking to him right after the intro. It's been a long time since we had a guest.
I know. I think we got comfortable in a rhythm, just the two of us trying to figure out the Zoom videos and stuff.
Yep. And another preface right now, too. Want to add on Eid Mubarak. Why am I saying like that? Eid Mubarak to all the folks who are celebrating. And to those who are not celebrating. I'm definitely feeling right now mad full. I can barely breathe properly. So if you hear me on the mic just going, it's because I'm out of shape.
Yes, I have that problem all year round anyway, so I got you.
Stop, bro. Oh, man. But, yo. Why even talking to intro right now? Let's just get to it. Let's just play the music and get Marcus in here.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, what up, buddy?
What's up? Welcome back to Shoot the Ship podcast.
No, we're not starting like that. We're going to start like, yo, welcome back to Shoot the Ship.
Shout out Kelvin.
Hardcore shout out to Laura.
I'm getting married next summer, and we're gonna use Mo's back as the dance floor.
How did you optimize the surface area of your back?
Oh my god, bro.
Hello.
And now I play for who might not tell the difference if I mess up or not.
Is this being aired? I wonder what Pep actually thinks, man. It's like, hey, yo, Shai, look at this nest I just built.
Try it out, man. Try it out. Want to move in? You can move in. Yeah, don't worry. It ain't nothing getting through that big back.
I don't know about that one.
If you improve, listen.
Welcome back to Shoot the Ship with your captains, Dilshan and Mo. Shout out to Calvin.
Shout out Kelvin.
Alright, we're back. Yo, I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. It's been a minute, but guess who's back with us now? We got Dr. Markus. Yo, what's your last name, bro? Is it which one
Law.
is it?
No. Gulalat. Marcus Gulalat.
Good. You don't want to out your other social media, you know.
Yeah, is the other name actually part of your name?
It was it was first because of the first time I applied to med school back in the day, and it's you didn't want to be found so easily because you had wild photos on Facebook back in the day. So I just used my father's last name, which was Halamichael, and then I just kind of stuck with it ever since. But my actual last name is my father's first name, and that's kind of like the Ethiopian tradition where you take your father's first name. So my kids would be whatever, Marcus or Marcos, as you would say. But yeah, that's that right there for you.
Word, yeah. By the way, you looking fresh. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
A lot of cultures do that. I noticed. Take the little first name to last name switcheroo.
Yeah.
The problem with it is though it's the family trees. It's hard to really follow the family tree, or maybe there's two sides to it. You could be okay, you could forces everybody to remember everybody's everybody's first name along the whole lineage.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's hard to follow the family tree like that.
Yo, and it's fun when you do it because I see in Sudan we do a similar thing. We're neighbors. We're right beside each other. Ethiopia, Sudan, we all, Fete Shalo, Yenikonjo, Salamnak. Marcus not happy with that? All right, cool. We'll do the shoulder.
No.
We'll get the Jevon out.
that just reminds me of the first time I met you, Mo, and that's a crazy story in itself. But if you want, I can tell that one. When we were, it was at there was like this barbecue lunch that we had, and they had all the first years coming through, and it was like, you have to imagine the scene. Like, it was like they had a bunch of beautiful women there. Mo was there, and we just had to kind of like take a photo. And I was like, all right, I'm trying to like find my nice spot in this photo. And then Mo comes out of nowhere, and he's like singing in my language, like basically the Sweeter Man version in my language. And I'm like, how does he know the lyrics like this? I've never seen anybody like this, because like I've always just seen people speak like my mom and dad speak, and nobody's like singing like that. But he came in there and he's just singing like that, and I was like, damn, Mo, this is what I'm gonna have to be competing with. But then shortly enough, I heard that you were married, so then I was like, I don't need to be sweating.
Nah, bro, you gotta sweat, bro. I'm still looking for number
Most
2,
got
3,
enough
and
sweat for
4,
both
bro. Yo, I remember. So Marcus, when I saw you, I'm like, hey, okay, I know he's from East Africa. I thought you were Sudanese, to be honest, until you told me you were from Ethiopia, and I was like, Habish. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I started going off with you, just going off whatever I had in my head. Salam nak, danarak, فتشالو, like فتشالو. Yani fikir. It's a bunch of like, I love you, my love, my honey.
Yeah, like I was like, where this guy? This guy's got game in my language, and I don't even have this game.
And I saw Marcus. I'm like, yo, this dude is fed up with me, bro.
I was like, this guy's gonna give me a lot of trouble.
You were trying to eat your pizza, man. And I'm like talking to you. I'm like, yo, where you get that pizza from? Like every 2 seconds, I'm like, yo, where you get that Coke from?
Oh man,
man.
My first impression.
To think that was.
Was that good?
No, I was gonna say my first impression of Marcus is very, very different. I don't know if this is I knew who you were kind of a little bit, but then I think the first time I like saw you was in class when like you were asking a question from the other campus, and then the camera just like zoom close up pan on you.
Yeah.
Like, this is so extra.
That's how a lot of people met me for the first time.
Yo, Marcus, you're like a ma'am legend, bro. You're the ma'am warrior. You just pop on out of nowhere on the camera. You be like, hey yo, lecture. Answering stuff.
You're giving Amar a run for his money.
Yeah.
It was actually tough during that time, because you kind of like, it got to a point where some people were like, yo, you asking a question today? Like, are you taking it easy today? So yeah. It comes with a lot of weight on your shoulders, Sometimes you gotta sit alone. Sometimes you gotta just hold that question in if you want to be sitting next to your friends. But fun times. Oh, how I miss those times.
Yo, and that was a solid year, more than a year ago now, man. More than a year ago. We were just sitting in the lecture hall, pressing buttons, making jokes. Caleb would be sending me pictures of you up on the wall. He'd be telling me stories about Marcus answering questions.
Yeah, that was wild.
I was gonna say the one there's a guarded. I don't know. It seems like something that a lot of people don't know about you, Marcus, and that's that you have your PhD. You're a doctor.
Yeah. That was a good time. And before coming to U of T, yeah, bro. It was right after undergrad. Like I just kind of they were giving out, these accelerated. I wouldn't say giving out's the wrong word, but you kind of like I'm not gonna lie, Western was kind of like, they made them accelerated. It was a 5-year program, and you really didn't know what you were signing up for, in the sense that it was like, you know, you're like, oh, it's just 3 more years and you get a PhD. So thankfully I was like in a lab that was like very good, and I really liked the project, but the time actually ended up flying by, so to speak. Although there was definitely tough times because of, you know, just grad school life and whatnot. But yeah.
That 5-year accelerated PhD, that sounds like it sounds like one of those, like, you know, like they hook, line and sink, where they grab you, they're like, we got him for 5 years, boys, we got him to do our work now.
Yo, it's that time was like very transformative, bro. It was like, aside from school, I learned like how to finance and budget things, because like you're a broke grad student, you get a stipend, but you have like so much responsibilities and freedom with your time, so to speak, because you're like, you make your own schedules. So like you kind of have to learn how to schedule yourself and budget, and then also like make an agenda so you can finish projects on time. And then there's like the thing that attracted to me as opposed to like working a job instead, was like the ownership over your projects. Like you had like this was your project, you were responsible for it, and after the publication was kind of like your product, and it's something that kind of lives with you the whole entire way. And they got up, like, depending on the type of research you do, 2 years isn't even enough to get a paper, because if you're working with like the clinical project, you've got to stick around. 2 years might be just as long as it would take to collect all the people for your study, and then that's when you actually start publishing. So they definitely, at times, they'd hook you in with like, yo, if you can like get 2-3 more papers if you stay for the 3 other years. But yeah, it was some fun times.
Yeah.
So was it 5? Sorry, is it 5 years like undergrad and then PhD, or like what was the 5-year part? You said it was like was it master's PhD sort of thing?
I don't have a master's degree. What you do is you enter as a master's student, and then you'd kind of like out of the 1.5 year, 2 year mark, you kind of make a proposal showing like, you know, your project really has the depth to fill out a whole PhD, and you kind of propose that to the committee, the same committee that would have allowed you to graduate with a master's. And then they just turn your degree now you're doing a PhD. And so you don't graduate and get a master's, you just kind of continue, and you just graduate and get the PhD. And this is after the 4 years of undergrad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think, Marcus, you were about to ask something.
I was gonna say, did you Mo, did you do a master's?
No, so I was listening to that, and that was exactly the first time I ever heard of the advanced like PhD program, or like the jumping directly from your master's PhD. I was doing a co-op in research in chemistry, and at that time I was like, yo, I want to do my PhD or whatever, right? And my supervisor was telling me about it, whatever. And then there was another student who was doing well too, and they're talking about going from the master's to the PhD like right away. And then like that got me excited. I was like, yo, maybe that could be a thing down the road too, right? And I was still in my 4th year. And then the postdoc who I was working with in the research set me aside after. Was like, yo, don't do it. Don't do research, man. Get out while you can. Stop. And I was like, yo, for real? Okay. I started thinking about that. And then I worked a little bit at Johnson & Johnson for my next co-op. So it's now like outside of the world of academia. And that was like, yo, nope, I'm not doing a master's. I'm not doing a PhD. This research life is over. Yo, I don't know. It was game over. I think that was it. I knew the calling. So now whenever I see the PhD 5-year program, I in my head, maybe it's cynical. That's why I thought the same thing with you. I looked at you. I'm like, you got cut.
Yeah. You legit have to be. I was thinking about this, and it's like you have to be a certain type of person. Like, if you like dumb it down, it's like you know a toddler when they're just like talking to their parents and they're like, why? Like they ask their parents, they're just like, you know, like constantly asking their parents about anything. They're like, "Why, mom?" And then they'll give an answer, and then be like, "But why this? Then why that? And why that?"
Yeah.
And that's kind of the mindset that I had as an undergrad, because they'd give you this fact or theory, and then you'd be like, but why is that like that? And you constantly want more depth, and that you certain at a certain point you end up like knocking on researchers' door, and you're like, okay, I think I'll be interested. And then that's what happened. I was like, I went into it, and then I got to a point where I grew up, and I was like, you know what? I don't care no more. I don't care. I've had enough. Like, kids grow up and they stop saying why, right? They're just like, I got other things to do. So I think I satisfied that thirst of like curiosity and learning about how to like answer that question why, and then that kind of like transitioned either into the workforce after the PhD, or then for medicine, and then thankfully I got in, and the rest is history.
Mad respect, yo.
Damn, yo. What was your project about?
It was like I really liked pharmacology in undergrad. Just like the idea of like taking something that's outside of the body, it goes into you, and it could either change your state of consciousness, or heal you, or like it could poison you and whatnot. So I just was like really interested as to how that interacted with biology. And there was like 2 labs that or like the lab that I was working in was pretty good at like they did a lot of research in that area, specifically like why do people that take why do people take a drug that is safe and efficacious in one person causes toxicity in another person, and just really looking at like why there's variability in the way that people respond to drugs. And so I just kind of went into that lab, and one of the projects I ended up working on was like explaining that variability, like trying to understand, relating that variability you see in the clinical world to something within the body, whether it's like reduced kidney function or genetics. And so my project was looking at blood thinners and why there is variability in the way people respond to blood thinners. And it was like, we learn about it nowadays, like rivaroxaban and apixaban, but not to go too technical into it. But, it was like kind of like explaining the variability in those drugs. And
I'm loving this, yo. This is a side of Marcus I've never seen before.
Yeah, yo.
Jeez, yo.
Marcus Gula to Dr.Markus G.
Yeah, yo. The Marcus I've been seeing is like on Among Us. Be like, yo, vote him out. With no rationale, just get that guy out of here.
Definitely not answering the question why in that one.
Jeez, yo. I was in awe.
Yo, guys, I'm quite emotional when it comes to Among Us. Like I vote off of emotion. I'm like, something's gotta happen, and I don't care who gets it. It ain't me. Vote
Dilshan out. I swear I saw Dilshan. Yo, this guy's bold-faced lying. He never saw anything anywhere.
Yo, no, that's hilarious. But I actually wanted to kind of give props to Dilshan. I've been noticing with the podcast, every now and then, I see one more interior design thing just getting added to the background, and I'm digging the background. I'm digging the. Yeah. Nah, I respect it, bro. I see the snake plants. I respect it. I'm moving out myself. Coming in a few weeks. Once the exams is done, and I just been like spending a lot of time on YouTube just doing interior design, like watching interior design videos and apartment tours, and there's tons of that online. And so I appreciate the little efforts that people put into their place, and I respect yours.
Thanks, bro. We're gonna be here for a while, with clerkship and stuff. We gotta feel like home after that call shift,
I agree. I also find that with YouTube videos, I don't know what you guys watch on YouTube, but it gives me false courage with like some of the things, especially with like in the realm of interior designer, and like sometimes you like kind of go too in depth with it, and you're like, are you comfortable enough to like switch a light fixture in your house?
I don't even know what that is, so I'm no.
Yeah. There's some people be doing some next renovations though. I see.
Let me Google that real quick. 1 second.
Stop. I'm talking about the thing that you got, bro. The thing
that holds the lights, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say, nah.
Like,
nah.
Think about all the crazy stuff that, you know, like we'll probably have to do next year and whatnot in terms of like getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah. That, do you think you could change that out? Like,
I mean, like
replace that with a chandelier?
I've taken down a chandelier. I can destroy things. I don't know about
putting it back on.
Like I was a destructive child. Like I'd open stuff up and see what's happening. Like it's not my story specifically, but like open up like a TV to see like what's behind it, like how are the Teletubbies getting there, but like not putting it back together. Once it's broken, that's it. It's game over.
Well, see, YouTube will give you that confidence to put that TV back together, is what I'm trying to tell you. And with the light fixture, is just like, you know, matching. See, it distilled it down to like, you just match the colors of the wire. Make sure you turn off the light source. I don't know what it's called, but make sure you just kind of make sure there's no electricity going in there, and then just match the wires, screw it back on, and so I say that to say that I'm planning on there's this ugly light fixture in the place that I'm moving into, crazy ugly, that I'm trying to that I'll be replacing, and
folks, yeah, I'm so glad, Marcus. I'm glad you came on the podcast. Yo, this is gonna be the last episode with Marcus before his whole apartment gets burned down.
Come back to this episode as a memoir.
You're gonna have some good stand-up material.
My landlord's gonna be like using this as like evidence that I didn't get
like
professional.
To present Exhibit A, Shoot the Ship podcast.
I didn't use a professional electrician. To switch it out.
For real though, I actually am. I want to get to become more handy. Like I'm good with bikes and like something physical. Like I've learned to become handy with things like that, or technical or technology and whatnot. But like when I see people that know how to build a house or build a deck, even, or do anything like that, that's just awe-inspiring. You know?
I feel you.
Like, you control your own life. Like, yeah.
Last summer, I built like the coffee table. I tried to. It's very like wobbly as shit. But I tried to build one. It was fun. It's a good like. You'll learn how to drill some holes and stuff.
Yeah.
You definitely end up having first you become humble. You have an appreciation for carpenters and like the little things, like you just mentioned, like the off balance thing. Because I think I approach things as like, come on, man, you just got to go to Home Depot, talk to the person. They're gonna help you out, buy the right things, and you just got to put it together. It's like IKEA without a manual, and you just kind of like try your best. But then you kind of realize the little things like the leveling, or I once built a desk, sanding.
Mm-hmm.
I built a desk once, and it was like just using like with the rustic look, like with piping, and then I got like plywood and built it. But then I had no kind of like appreciation for like how tall the desk should be. So I was like, to work like this the whole entire time. To work like my
just writing this thesis on something like,
yo, this guy made a standing desk by accident.
Bro, like, because your chair, like the chairs and tables are made at like specific heights. And I realized that it's like 30 inches off the ground is like the normal like table height, but I chose like I just made it, and then like my shoulders was hurting, my back was hurting, and then the sanding thing that you mentioned is key. Like the edge of it, plywood comes with the most sharp edge. Like it's like a perfect edge. So I was like, I tried sanding that, but like after a certain time, like you'd have like specks of wood just like really just scratching up your forearm. So I say that to say that you have an appreciation for like carpentry and all that kind of stuff, and it's not the same. Yeah. It's not the same.
So now you're willing to spend more if you're gonna buy it, like buy like a table or something. Because now I look at a table, it's like, man, is it really worth X amount? I can find it free on the side somewhere, someone's house.
Facebook Market. You can go to Facebook Market and you can really, I don't know if y'all been to Facebook Market right now, but it's, aside from like COVID precautions and all those kind of stuff, there's great finds on there.
Yeah.
But totally, if it's like, but it has to be like the raw material. Like if I'm buying like a wood table, like I would, it has to like meet its value. Like I would buy something if it really like, if the price actually meets its value, or there's good value in it, then I'd be willing to do that, especially because I can see myself like using it for a while. Like a computer chair, like the computer chair, because of like what I went through with my last table and desk, I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get a good value computer chair. On Facebook Market, I found like there's like office building liquidating their office chairs, and then they're just they're old office chairs, and you can find like very ergonomic office chairs, and I copped that one, and I splurged on that just because we're gonna be sitting down for a while.
Yeah. No, man. So Marcus is so now we heard a couple things. Marcus has his PhD. Marcus is a woodworker, and he's gonna be an electrician soon in his new place. Let's see how that turns.
Jack of all trades.
If it goes bad, I'm not telling you guys. If it goes bad, I'm not telling you.
Next episode is gonna be in the dark.
Yeah, we're gonna see you on CP24, bro.
I'm not telling you guys. I'm not telling. In fact, I'm gonna go to like Home Depot or someplace. I'll find like a nice chandelier, and then like I'll take a selfie underneath it just to show you guys that it worked out. It worked out. Y'all are haters. You want to see my place?
I mean, I'll pray for you. I don't know if I believe in you. You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Nah. I know. Who knows? If I feel like it's not gonna work out, I'll stick with my ugly chandelier.
No. It's gonna be sick. I people gotta learn how to do it and get it done. But it's wild too. Something that we always connected on is I think it's a love for comedy, bro. A love for comedy. Marcus be hitting up with some good stand-up routines sometimes, sending me some good stand-up routines.
You do stand-up?
No. I have a love for stand-up. I have a love for laughing, man. I like to laugh. I like to crack jokes. And then like just a natural extension of that is just seeing like people that do that really good.
Yeah.
And we just bonded over that.
Yeah. So on that note, who's the top comedian in your opinion right now? If you had to give your favorite comedian. I'm actually always been curious. I've saved this question for the podcast.
Don't say me, just we'll keep it to like people famous, all right?
All right. No, that was a good one, bro. That was a good one. When things do open up, we all gotta go embarrass ourselves in front of people on the stage and try a little routine. We all gotta give our 5 minutes.
Oh my god!
And it's gonna be like that cat guy, bro.
So mad respect to the people who can go on stage and give a joke. bro, like I flopped on Shoot the Ship so many times where I said jokes. And I'm like, oh god, what did I just say, bro? You know, so they say a joke, you know, everyone just sitting there like, yo, that actually hurt my feelings. Like, god damn.
Yo, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Going back to your question, I think first of all, I'm bad with names, so I'm not gonna. But I'll tell, like, the types of comedy that I do like. I'm not gonna lie, I still enjoy kind of like the ones that just kind of like the good belly. Like, if we think of Dave Chappelle, he's kind of more of those. It's almost like a TED talk almost. I don't want to say TED talk, but it's like there's like a message, a deeper message, and like it's wrapped in like a great. It's almost gift wrapped in comedy, but there's a great gift there. And from time to time, you might like watch a whole thing and laugh twice or like out loud, at least for me. And the rest is just like, wow, it's a great delivery. But I still enjoy those like belly run, like those belly laughing jokes where somebody's making jokes about who and like wild, taking wild dookies and like slipping, busting your head, like those physical jokes. I like those comedians that like are on the stage doing something very physical. So like, I'm just thinking of like Cat Williams is great at that, but he hasn't kind of come up with something recently. But
you know what I mean? Y'all got the weed, you know? All these men coming up in here, you know what I mean? God damn.
Cat Williams, bro. There's this guy. Now you guys are gonna make me pull up YouTube, but there's this guy that I was watching recently that I found funny. But I do like that physical comedy is what I'm trying to say. That as opposed to, I have an appreciation for the other one as well. But
like
how about you?
They move around, use the stool kind of thing, you know. I know exactly, because I remember Cat Williams. He was talking about a skit one time about being with a girl, and then he's like,
"You're echoing, bro."
Oh, my bad. He was talking. I was pretending like I was on stage for a second there, Dilly. Okay, but yo, do you guys remember the time when? Where Cat Williams was on stage and started, he's like, yo, when you got no rhythm, you guys gotta sing the A, B, C, D's. And then he takes that thing, he's like, A, B, C. I mean, he has like a whole stool. I know exactly what you're saying, man.
He kills it. And there's a lot of people that kind of do that, where they act out the different people within, like they'll create a whole like storyline with different people in it, and they'll act out all the different characters, and that's the physical aspect of it that I find funny.
Yeah. See, what I find funny is two things. Like just wild stories, right? So like Dave Chappelle, I think, is excellent at that. I think that's what he's excellent at. That. It's like his new stuff, they've got a message to it, but his old stuff was wild. When he's talking about, like, for example, the bit with it's like how do people get HIV? He's like, well, they said we got it from a monkey. He's like, a monkey, and he gave us a whole story about, I got a monkey named Charlene, and then you go to Tuesday with like, you know, right? And like,
No, I was just gonna say he's so great, and it was almost it took me a while to realize, like, he's so great about creating these stories that you almost think is real life. Yeah, and it's like. And he's like, you're like, oh wow, because like sometimes that you could tell is fake, because it's like there's a monkey talking, but he'll have events in his life that he'll talk about. But I think that, like, do you feel like they're part of it is like it's made up, so it's just like for comedy?
Yeah.
And so he'll say, so I was like, this guy, he's very great at like it's almost, I believed him. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened to you. Yeah. But he's like, oh no, this is a joke, and we're like laughing at it and whatnot. But he's really good at making it seem like he's just telling you what happened last Tuesday.
Exactly.
And it's this wild story.
And that's what I like. That's what I like about Dave Chappelle. He's like, he reminds me of my dad. Actually, he's like a storyteller. He just says a story, and like you'd be listening, and you find it's actually funny, but it's like, wait, was that real, or was right? And even when they're absurd, they're hilarious. Like the one that I was talking about earlier. But when it comes to comedy, man, I'm be honest. I like my comedy to be like obscene, unfiltered, you know, topics that we can't talk about, topics that you get canceled on, topics, you know what I mean? That's the comedy I want to hear, because they say it like it is, how they feel it, but they do it in such a way that it's just funny. You know what I mean? And it's a way to air out like thoughts and feelings or whatever. And like you don't necessarily have to agree. Like half the time I don't, but it'd be just like they said it funny. Like they said it in a way that it's like, yeah, I can see the absurdity in what you're saying. So
yeah,
like,
no, it's they. This is me just like regurgitating with all the stuff that I hear, but I agree. I agree with it wholeheartedly. Like it's a way to like really make commentary on the state of like whatever we're in, and as messed up as whatever we're in is, to the point where like, you know, it's just there's so much tension around us. Comedy's that way of really just talking about it, and maybe having both of the people on the opposite sides in the room, and they can like chuckle about it, and that part about it is beautiful.
And with that said, that's what I love about Bill Burr. And I think Bill Burr, I know it's going to be funny when I watch it. I know it's going to be hilarious. Just because it feels like I'm listening to the guy at work just going off. Like, you know, he's angry about something. You don't even know what he's going to talk about, but you know he's angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you, Dosan, did you have like, how's your style of, like which
I think I'm very much I'm very much the same as Mo. Like I think especially since we're in medicine and like we have to be almost like hyper professional. Like I feel so refreshed when I see a very politically incorrect, like edgy type of comedy. I think it's hilarious. I think whatever the comedian is, they have to be good at like descriptions of stuff. I feel like the people who describe things in a unique way is just hilarious. Like I would have never thought to describe this thing in that way. I think it makes it so funny. I don't know if I have a favorite though. I enjoy a lot of people, like Dave Chappelle. I like Kevin Hart. I enjoy. I enjoyed some Louis C.K. a little bit back in the day before all his shenanigans.
Yeah.
Even with that, he's still funny. Like,
whoa, Dilly take. Hey, you want to get Shoot the Ship canceled over here, bro? Why are you talking about Bill Cosby too? While you
we already had an episode of Art versus Artist, bro.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, I agree with that take.
Right.
Yeah, obviously I like Dave Chappelle as well.
Yeah. We should go to a comedy show when COVID lets up.
Yo, so absolutely, please, go to the comedy shows when we go up. I don't know, Marcus, if you were with us at one time, but I remember going to a comedy show, man. I like the best ones, the $5 amateur hour. Anybody goes up there, you get any old riffraff comes on stage. Yo, one time, Dilly, you weren't even there. One time, we go. I was with a group of people, and this girl comes on stage and she's making jokes, and no one's laughing, and it was some dark jokes, like yo, the audience got so quiet. We're all holding on to our chairs. Yo, I actually thought I was gonna die. I thought because I just watched The Joker, and she kind of went down the path of the Joker, and then she started like in the middle of her joke, she noticed that we're not laughing, and then she started going off and started like talking like directing like some evil messages at us. We're like, yo. She walked off stage, right? And then we all just sat there. I swear I heard crickets. I swear, right? And then the next comedian afterward, his whole thing wasn't funny, but he said one thing at the beginning. He took the mic. He looked back at us. He's like, sheesh, yo, I thought we were gonna die there for a minute.
And you resonated with that, right?
Die.
The thing there though is the person is so real. Like it's not like YouTube where you could just exit and just like not have to like think about this person again. Like you you're gonna walk out of that building, that tiny ass place, that wherever you went to the comedy stores, and that person's gonna be standing outside having a cigarette, and you're gonna have to walk by them and be like, oh, that person, like that was the person, and I think that's what I also like about those venues, because you're just so close to it. You're so like, but you could also get pointed out, so you gotta like, especially depending on who you go there, like if you're going there as a date, or like they always kind of like get couples against each other, like, oh, you guys are new, or like when they start working the crowd.
Yeah, sit in the front.
No.
I only went to one comedy show here with like Mo and a big group of people, and I think with these amateur shows, no matter, even if they're funny or not, it's still funny, because on the one hand the jokes are good and you're just laughing, and on the other hand there'll be someone who's just so shit but it's hilarious because it's so bad.
Yeah.
So there's one guy just making some next jokes about cats. Like, I don't know what was going on.
Yo, like dad jokes.
Not
like,
stop talking about his cat. It's like grandpa jokes at that point, I think.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yo, Marcus, I was laughing so hard when he was making those jokes. At first, Dilly, I think I was the only person initially laughing. Like, I was laughing so hard that I was getting dizzy, right? And then everyone's just like picking up, and everyone's just laughing. He's just saying like stupid ass things, like, "Yo, did you notice how hairy the cat can be?" Yeah, they're hairy. And then we're like, "What is this going on, man?" So. He's like the reason I want to do stand-up, but I'm also really scared to do it, because you never know why people are laughing.
I feel like you'd be good at stand-up.
No.
Marcus would be better. Yo, Marcus would be the best.
I think both of you would be good at stand-up.
Yeah, I feel like Marcus has delivery.
Bro, I don't, like, I'm flattered. But I think it'll be nervous is like, I find it nervous to even present in front of people, and let alone to kind of like entertain an audience. And then that's going to be kind of like, but I think it'll be fun as well. Like, it'll be like a thrill, especially if it works out.
Yeah.
But if you bomb, it's going to be so humbling. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to feel like an eternity. And you have to use your time, or actually, I don't know if you can just walk off stage.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I think you can just walk off stage, but that kills it. It's it definitely
people
builds
who, like,
character.
Yeah. This is the people. It also sucks when someone's not funny, and then they're like calling themselves out about it too. Like, oh damn, no one's laughing at my joke. Like,
yo, that's real life skill, man. Yeah,
it just makes it worse.
Yeah, that's real life skill. In real life, never do that. I hate when people do that in general. Be like, yeah, I cooked this thing, but it's not my best. I do it all the time too. It's not the best I've ever made of this. Blah 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 blah. You're like, yo, stop bringing it down. Like, let me enjoy the damn thing. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't.
I guess they're subconsciously kind of lowering your standards, or actively, and then now you're like, for your not best try, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Trash. No.
Well, that brings us to our first segment about comedy hour. So we actually plan to have Marcus deliver a stand-up bit.
Yo, real talk, Marcus. Have on this right now. Have you written anything in any notebooks about a comedy stand-up? Real talk, wallahi, bro.
One. I wish I had something to tell you, bro. I wish I could say like I thought of certain things, but no, man. Like, I didn't. I think I like have like stories in my mind that I think are funny, but nothing like a 5 minute, like something that would take time. Because like the idea of like giving a bit is like there's a time associated with it as well, and then once you start like bringing in the time into it, then you're like, is this really is it 5 minutes of funny, or is it like just like, like, is it just like a one-liner?
No, you're funny is cerebral. Your funny is like you gotta let it simmer, you gotta let it cook. You gotta get that Maillard reaction, or whatever you call it, Maillard or whatever you know.
Did you have the when I realized that I was actually I gave bad advice, when I realized I give bad advice to so it was like, giving bad advice to pre-med students, not every medical student medical student is not meant to be not every medical student is a mentor. They're not the best. They're not the best. They're not the best they're not the best person to maybe give advice. So it was there was a night that we had kind of we're giving the whole point of the night was to kind of give people that had med school interviews, give them encouragement right after the med school interview. You just had the medical school interview and you have that emotion in you, right? You're like, oh man, I don't know, there's so much uncertainty, and you kind of want to give them what advice would you give that person? So I thought I had good advice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit with these people, and then I was like, how you guys doing? How you feeling? And they tell me they're it's so much uncertainty, it was tough, and I'm I feel that, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I got some good advice. And I asked them, how many times are you willing to apply? And my logic to that was I was like, how many times are you willing to apply? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Ask yourself. And my logic with that is the worst thing that could happen is you don't get in this year. That's the worst thing that could happen. But then you could come back next year and apply again. And if you know in your mind that you want to apply 3 times, then this is just you got something that works. You made it this far, so apply again. But that wasn't maybe the best time, because I realized it was they weren't receiving it. They weren't it wasn't when you really feel like you're delivering a message, and they kind of they're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I didn't see a change in the motion, and I was like, oh shoot, this is, thankfully it's over Zoom, so it's you switch to different rooms and whatnot. But
you just left them with that.
Yo,
I left them with that.
I swear I saw a kid cry I saw
no. Don't do me dirty like that.
Yo, I saw a tear come up, bro.
They thought this was the 5th station or something.
Yo, this was legit.
Not everybody's meant to be given advice, and I think we got to just ask ourselves that advice that worked for me, the idea of to overcome failure, that was kind of my thing. The worst thing that could happen is you just don't get in this year, but that's a lot. That could be a lot.
Dilly and the listeners are home because I was there and I was present. I heard this. All right, I was there, and just to really emphasize what's happening, these are kids who just had to interview for medicine, and this is the post-interview discussion. This was a post-interview. Well, it used to be a lunch, right? And then everyone's talking about advice, and then Marcus comes out. He's like, yo, listen, how many times are you willing to apply? Because the worst that can happen, you don't get in. And it was I remember my jaw dropped. I was like, Bev or whoever else was there, they're all like, yo, Marcus was happy. He's like,
yo, I just killed that shit.
The bad part about it was I was kind of looking for validation from everybody else that this was good advice, and they were not giving. He dropped his mouth. Other people were like, nah, this ain't doing it, shaking their head, and I was like, what?
Marcus had the spin cycle. Marcus got torn apart right there, and then everyone was like, yo, what are you saying, bro?
Nah.
Yeah, I haven't had such a good guttural laugh since that moment. That was such a good one.
Do you think, Billy? Do you think that was bad advice?
You still looking for that validation?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for somebody that might, you know.
I see
might
what
be
you're
on the
going
same
for.
wavelength.
I see what you were going for. I don't know about time and place.
Yeah. Time and place, context, definitely. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
communication is a wild thing, bro. Because like the way you intend something and then the way it actually comes out are such totally different things. I remember, okay, so I was in Southeast Asia, right? You know, I was out of my mind, let's just say. And so my buddy was trying to hook up with this girl. And she came to the hotel back with us, right? And I'm out of it. And so I'm thinking in my head, like our original plan was just for me and him to kick back, you know, eat this pizza and just laugh at like some shows on the thing, right? We're out of it, right? And so she ends up coming by with us that same night, right? And then in my head, I'm like, yo, she's not feeling it tonight, bro, right? Like I feel like she thinks that we're holding her here or something. Like I'm paranoid, right? So in my head, I looked at her and I'm like, yo, listen, because my buddy passed out. I'm like to her, yo, listen, don't feel like you have to be here right now, right? We're not, you know, you don't have to feel uncomfortable. If you feel like you want to go, just go. Yo, all those words were said in my head. The only thing that came out of my mouth is me looking at her like this. It was just like, just go. Yo, she looked at me. She's like, what? I'm like, no. Like, no, look, I'm looking out for you. Look, I'm looking out for you. You're a great girl. You're awesome, right? And I understand why you're probably bored. Like, if you want to leave, just leave. All that came out of my mouth was, after a long look, and my hand pointing at the door. Just leave. She's like, if you want me to go, I'll just go. She got up. Yo, she stormed off. She peaced. I was like, yo.
Bro, what got me was your head. The way his head was shaking when he's looking at her. And he's like, yo. That long.
Just
bro,
dipset.
He thought he just dropped the most like empathetic shit in the world.
Yeah, bro. I need validation, man. I need validation.
Yo, that you really hit the head though on the nail with the no, hit the nail on the head. No,
I was about to say. Hit the head on the nail.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, we might have to edit this part out of the podcast. Yo, you want to hit something with some nails somewhere?
Okay, what I meant to say is,
yo, this guy's not fixing any houses if he's hitting nails with some shit like this, bro. This guy doesn't know the head or the nail. What? How are you supposed to fix electricity?
You need both of them to make it work. It's just like it was the directionality that I got wrong. But the communication, what I meant to say is, like, communication is so key. Like all the problems of like relationships, like both like with friends, with your significant other, it's that's the root of it all. And it's like once you get kind of better at it, even though it's so annoying and hard and like so like it puts you at, for lack of better terms, you know, those uncomfortable conversations, whatever. What did we learn in school? The uncomfortable conversations or crucial conversations. There's a book anyways about it, but it was it's so important. And like I think when I've taken different approaches to this, like where maybe like in high school, like say for example, when you're young in high school, you're stuck at communicating, you know, you have quote unquote bullies or people that just kind of joke at you, and it's just like a tough time and it's conflict all the time. And then you kind of like work your life, at least I did, you know, work my life in a way that I just like, you know, choose to avoid those conflict scenarios. And each of those conflicts is like, through maybe effective communication, you can like find your way around them. And I've taken the approach of like, choosing the easy route, like, avoiding those scenarios, as opposed to like, working on myself and the communication skills, which I think came back later on in life when you kind of have a significant other and you got to have these communications more regularly. Working on your ability to have those conversations so that regardless of the scenario you're in, or when you are in these conflict situations, you're able to kind of like use communication to resolve them. And so I agree with what you're saying, bro. I agree.
Yo, that was Marcus Hitch giving us excellent relationship advice. And don't be like electricity and taking the path of least resistance. You gotta actually go through the circuit to get the light bulb going. Is that correct?
Yo, Mo, let's go. Okay,
fire,
Mo.
bro. Dropping bars right now.
That's all you got from what I said, eh?
No,
that's all he got. That's all he got. It is what it is.
The little hamster in here was working hard about how to say that properly. No, but I was actually legit. I would legit respect what you said, and I think no one's better at that than my man Dilly over here.
Respect.
So Dilly, can you give us some advice? How do you communicate so well? Random ass question.
He puts you hectically. He's expecting a 3-point answer. Like.
All right, so
with
first,
the summary and conclusion.
I like to use this approach called spikes. You gotta set the stage first.
Oh,
you gotta.
God. Oh God.
I don't know. You gotta be truthful and respectful, and be attentive to how people are receiving the message.
Yeah.
I'm bad at it sometimes too, but you just gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta try your best, and if you make a mistake, just apologize and try again.
Well, for real, I think Marcus, what you said is like, especially with relationships, because I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that is, like intimate relationships, like talking about like with a partner, all right? And I think that is especially where you got to learn. Like, I think that's where you really learn the fire of communicating properly. You know what I mean? Like, because now it's like, with parents, that's one relationship, right? Like, it's that relationship's been there since birth.
Yeah,
hopefully.
yeah.
You're not always, but hopefully, right? But when you're dealing with someone new, someone you haven't lived your life with, someone who has a different background, someone with expectations of something, and you have expectations of them, you got to learn by fire.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're late to it. Like there's a timely aspect to the communication as well. Like if you just want to hold it off for a while and things blow up because you just didn't have that conversation earlier on when it was something so easy. But it's like that you have to kind of get into that comfortable mode, and that, like what Philly was saying, like you just gotta be honest and just do it. You just gotta do it, and the more you do it, I think it becomes a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in a relationship, the difficulty is that I think from both sides, you don't want to like step on the other person's toes. Sometimes, oh no, I don't want to worry them. I'll be okay. I feel like a lot of people have that aspect to them, so then they keep quiet, and then it comes up later, and then it's the whole thing.
It's poison.
So,
it's always what I say. It's never let the poison simmer, because all it'll do is just spread, right? You gotta hit the poison quick, right before it spreads. Now, because you'll start to resent a person if that keeps happening, and you never want that happening. You never want resentment building. But man, sometimes the other partner doesn't help, yo. Sometimes the partner doesn't help. Sometimes they'll be like, I'm ready to open up and talk about it. You're like, yo, it's 2 a.m., man. I'm passing out right now. Like last time, recently, or she, sometimes you're just having like a bad day or something. She's like, man, I've been annoyed all day. And I'm like, oh, no, what's going on? And the thing is, I'm one of those people that like, when you sleep, like, okay, I'm gonna ask you guys real quick. When you sleep, when you're about to pass out, do you pass out at any given moment? Do you kind of doze into sleep? Or can you stay awake when you know you need to stay awake?
I think I can generally stay awake when I need to. I'm a night owl, so if I need to be up, I be up. But I do fall asleep like kind of gradually most of the time. Although sometimes I will crash quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the night. Like if you've been going, when I need to go, it's like I'm just like, where's the bed at? And I'm just gonna crash. Like it's like I got minutes before I'm crashing. Like I need to find the bed. Like it's crazy. But if I'm like scheduling like tomorrow I gotta wake up at this time. I've done no work today. I gotta wake up early. So then it's a gradual process. But
yeah.
But
if it's just like you feel sleepy, you I gotta sleep. Now, for me, the thing is, I'm similar. When I'm sleepy, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, I have to do something physical. That's the only thing that'll keep me up. If you're conversing with me when I'm sleepy, it's like I get high. Like, I'll be sitting there, like, she's like, yo, man, I was so annoyed about this one thing. And I'll be like, yeah. And I'll be off in dreamland talking to her. And then so, like, she's like, yeah, so, like, this thing. And in my head, I'm thinking we're talking a whole different conversation and all this stuff. And I look at her and all she's like, I answer her question. In my head, I'm like, yeah, the government is abusing the kids. They're really abusing them for their labor and their work, right? And then I look at her.
Some generic things.
Staring back at me, dead in the eyes, and I'm like, she's like, you weren't listening. I'm like, I answered the question. She's like, all right, what was the question? And I was like, oh shit, that was a dream. And then and communication goes out the window. That's one of those nights where people go to sleep angry. Like,
But do you feel like you need to resolve whatever it is that day, or can you we'll get back to this another day? Because I think
need to resolve it.
You need to resolve it, right?
Unless it's like absolutely impossible, like I can't. It just feels like unsettled. I need to have a conversation and get some kind of understanding and resolution.
Not always, though. Not always. No. Sometimes I agree in that you should generally resolve it the same day. I feel like you should never go to sleep angry, kind of thing. But sometimes, man, you be stupid. Sometimes you have to simmer the thought in your head. You have to let it sit. You have to think about it. Like, wait, why do I feel what I'm feeling? What's my perspective on this side before you go in and just say some dirty, like, childish, unfiltered, like, you know what I mean? It's good to be unfiltered, but like, there's damage that could be done unnecessarily.
So you're saying don't speak just from out of raw emotion, where it's like there's no logic in it? Is that what you're saying?
No, sometimes you have to process your own thoughts. Like, it's not like, I think you just have to understand what you're feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least say that I don't understand what I'm feeling, but I'm annoyed.
Yeah, I feel the same way as, I guess, like Billy, in terms of like not wanting to resolve it that night of. Like, I want to resolve it the night of, especially if I feel like I can communicate it. If I feel like I can communicate it. If I don't feel like I can communicate it, where it's just kind of like it's like, like it might be something more deep rooted. Like, I feel like I may feel that emotion from like dishes. Oh, the dishes haven't been washed, or like, oh, you didn't motivate me today. I got an exam. Boom, boom, boom. Like, and then like, that's not really it. There's something more to it. And then that one you might just have to sleep on it until you can actually figure out what it is.
Yeah. And then to kind of balance out my point that I just said, I like to resolve things soon, but then at the same time, if the other person is feeling like emotional at that point, then it's not always the right time to come in with some like logic and rationale or whatever. Yeah, like you gotta time it right, and that's something that I struggle with, because I need to try and resolve things right away, so I have trouble sometimes like waiting for it. But so that's something I'm trying to work on. But I forgot where it was, but I heard somewhere like when your significant other comes to you with like
like an issue or like some or like a problem. When they come to you with a problem, you kind of like frame the conversation from the get-go. Ask them like, is this like what type of conversation is this going to be like? Do you just want to I think they had the right wording so it doesn't sound wild, but like, you know, is this just events or like a solutions type of problem? Like, do you want me to be a solution or you just want to hear it out? So that way you kind of know how to approach the conversation. You're not just kind of being like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you should do this. How about this? How about this? Yeah. And then it's not going nowhere.
Yeah. And it's not even like I'll offer solutions and stuff all the time, but it's just, yeah, I can't think of an example, but yeah, I think sometimes there's just like a disconnect, and you got to time things perfectly.
And I think what you said, Marcus, is perfect. That's exactly it. It's like the preface. Like, are you looking for a solution, or are you looking for someone to listen? And then hopefully they're not angry enough to get angry at that. Like, what kind of damn question is that? You know what I mean? Like, that's when you feel like you walked into a trap. You're like,
you're like, oh shoot.
Sometimes the solution is just to just shut up and be like, all right, this is a week of emotions or something right now. Like,
you're just catching the L. You ain't watching. You're not finishing your show tonight. You're not finishing your show tonight.
Yo, you
might as well just close the laptop. Might as well close the laptop. Put that away.
Don't roll your eyes or nothing. You gotta be like, roll it internally. Like, you're like, you know. Man, relationship something.
But man. Yep. So, do you ever do things while you're like? I think. Oh man, I guess this. I don't even know where I was going with this, but I was gonna say, do you do like multitask while you're having those conversations?
No.
Like,
no.
Did you get in trouble like you're brushing your teeth? Like you listen to the conversation, but then you get up and you're still listening, but you go to the bathroom, you get your toothbrush, you know, you get.
So that's a recipe for disaster, bro. That's. If I was
you already getting your bedtime routine, getting your bedtime routine ready.
Man's doing a skincare routine right now. Got a face mask on and shit.
If I'm in the middle of brushing my teeth and I start hearing something about something that I have to listen to, that's it. You just swallow the toothpaste. Don't even spit it out. Just swallow it and listen.
This guy said, "Look at the lips one time because he ain't going back to the sink." You just look at your lips, swallow everything, and call it a day.
Yeah, your spit goes down the wrong air hole. Don't even cough. Just sit there with your eyes tearing up.
Usually, I'll go to this couch right over here and just lie down with my blanket.
Yeah, you ready?
I'm like, all right,
you ready?
Talk to me.
Yeah,
you gotta get in position.
But I have an issue with that though. Like, I actually, Marcus, please tell me if you get this issue. I have this issue all the time where I'm supposed to listen, but maybe I have like an attention issue. And like, I just start listening, and then all of a sudden I start thinking, man, your voice is really high pitched. I'll be like, yo, I never noticed that speck in your eye. Oh, yo, you do have dimples right there. Like it starts going, and then you forget what they're talking about. It's gone. You're just sitting there like staring at them. You're not listening anymore. You're just like staring at them. You're like, yo, what? Does that happen to you guys? Or is it just me?
What are you doing? What are you doing in between? Are you giving the
Oh hell yeah. That's automatic at this point. That's a robot. That's part of my autonomic system.
Man, study the spikes.
This goes when like you just read a certain level of like you just read the room and you
Caleb.
That's automatic, man.
To know some Caleb and his eyebrows.
That comes back to bite my ass that comes back to bite my ass, man. I was one time in CBL or ICE or one of those like HSR, one of those things. HSR. And I was sitting there just the whole time, head nodding, head bobbing. Like anytime they say something, I don't even know what they're saying. I was playing a video game, and I'm just doing this. Like whenever they talk, I'm like, and then so like she's like, oh, so is you guys understanding? And I'm the only one that's going like, and then she's like, okay, so I see some head nods by Mohammed. So Mohammed, what do you think? And I'm like,
oh no. It's like, yo, the government is cheating the kids.
Yeah, I just deleted my computer, bro. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yo, did you confess?
Yo, I confessed.
Or
No, I confessed. I'm like, wait, sorry. What was the question? And they're like, wait, were you what were you doing? She's like, what were you doing? I'm like, yeah, I was responding to an email just in that moment. I lost a little focus. Sorry. What? Could you repeat the question? And then there's some next level statistics. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Now you gotta humbly sit back or you gotta ask a question back. You know them ones where you just ask a question back?
I just turned off my camera.
Oh,
that is. I don't know. You know what? That's a really good question. What do you think?
Yo, that's the classic, like, after a presentation or when somebody asks you a difficult question, you're like, no, that's a really good question. I'll have to think about that one, but it's a really good one to consider.
Yeah, that's.
I'll look into that.
You've been
Thank
given,
you for asking.
you've been given a lot of presentations, because that's after you've learned, after you caught a few L's of like saying, no, I don't know actually, and then you see somebody else do that, you're like, holy, this is a great way to answer that question.
Well, yeah. My whole undergrad is presentations.
No,
you learn how to respond.
Speaking of some work, so we gotta do a plug. Dilly's coming out with a new book lately.
Oh, yes.
New book. It's fresh up on Amazon. Yeah. My eyes were doing the same thing
For
your eyes
real?
were doing, Marcus, when you told us that speech, the advice.
Self-published.
Bro,
Yo,
no, still, that's mad respectable.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. It's not a new book, but it's like I had it in like some random ass bookstore. It's right here. It's my poetry book. It's the back cover.
Catharsis. It's Catharsis by Dilshan Pierce.
Yeah, so it's on Amazon. It's not a new book per se. It's like an old book that kind of redid and added stuff to. Got some poetry, got some short stories, got some prose. Yeah.
Dilly, I didn't know this about you, man. That's very artistic, bro. And like I like the cover. It's got like a nice like minimalist look to it, and it's
bro.
the font too.
Supposed to be like the birds are flying out of the cage to the other
Wow.
Oh wow.
It's got a message to it too.
side. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I haven't even like advertised it though. I've been kind of like nervous about it. I don't know why, but
Yo, y'all gotta
Bro,
go. Listen, everybody that's listening, Marcus, myself, yo, we gotta get on Amazon. You said it's free shipping for Prime members, and if you got that student discount, which you should, get on the Amazon.
I got Amazon Prime.
Yeah, get on that Dilshan Pierce Catharsis, right? Catharsis?
yeah. And
Catharsis. Tell us how to spell it.
And
Yo, because you know we out here. Dyslexic.
CATHARSIS.
Catharsis. Yep. It's honestly, it'd be
And
supporting. It'd be local.
There's a short story in there that viewer discretion is advised.
Thanks for the
I'll leave it at that.
I might have to
thanks
take
for the
back
heads up.
everything I said. I might have to edit this out of the podcast.
Oh man.
I appreciate any time you kind of like when somebody kind of puts effort, pours themselves into something, and then and you're kind of like giving it away to the world and whatnot. For as cheesy as that sounds, like you said, it's like there's a bit of like nervousness to it, and then there's, I don't know how your process was, but like choosing what goes in there, and like when you kind of like let go of it too, to be like, okay, this is the final product. All that takes a lot of work, and it's to be applauded, bro. Respect.
Thanks, bro.
That's just like
the story. Yep.
Oh, no, I was gonna say that's just like going up to stand up. Same. It's the same thing. You're giving yourself to the world. This is something that you've created. You're sitting out there, and you're giving a piece to us, and that's always nerve-wracking. And we respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the story behind the book. I took a course in undergrad called written communications. It's all just about like creative writing, pushing yourself, like reaching new boundaries with your writing and self-expression and stuff. So the final project for that course was to create an anthology of all the works that you've done in the course, and then make like a little like self-published book out of it. So we did that, and then I had it in like some like Lulu. I don't know if you're familiar with Lulu, but it's another bookstore. So I had it there for a little while. I was like, I already published it, might as well just like throw it on here. But then recently I saw a TikTok. I was like, oh, you could get your book on Amazon. I was like, oh, okay, might as well just put this on Amazon. People actually use that. So yeah, I put together the book, added some new poems and stuff in there that fit the theme of the book, and made the cover and all that. And then I'm gonna try and do an ebook soon, but I haven't done that yet.
I like to transform it to an ebook.
Yeah, because they give you the option to like make a paperback like this one, or you and you can make a thing for Kindle. So I was gonna do that because I think it's easier if people have the Kindle, they can just get an ebook for it.
Yo, one thing, what is anthology?
Yeah, anthology.
Thank you for asking that. Actually,
it's a collection of works. So I think they have like anthology TV series too, which is like a collection of like episodes, I guess, or like Black Mirror is an anthology show because it's a collection of different episodes, but they're not necessarily like, it's not like a continuous series, you know.
That's a great example, a great analogy. Black Mirror. But yeah, man, this is like cool to see especially like to be able to like commerce is just so close to us nowadays, and it's motivating to see somebody like close to you do that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's the grind, it's the hustle. Like, mad respect, getting paid to do what you did in school. That's the shit.
I don't know if it's getting paid, but yeah, it's nice because I look back and I remember exactly like what I was thinking at the time when I wrote each thing. I remember what I was feeling, what I wrote it about, like who I wrote it about, and just to put something like that into the world is getting it off of my chest, literally, into a physical form or like online or whatever. So that's the catharsis behind it.
Yeah, hence catharsis.
Yeah,
hence catharsis, man. Nah, that's respect. Mo, what you got?
I played music on here last time. I made in grade 9. I might place it into an album called the Anthology EP. Actually, I got a question for I got a question for y'all though. All right. It was actually like we talked about this a little bit in ICE in one of my groups, and I had a stupid ass answer on it at the time. It was one of those ones where I got back home, took a shower, and I was like, God damn, I'm so stupid. I did have a better answer. So, Dilly, Marcus, and myself, and anybody at home, if you had an alternate career, like not medicine, something you could have chosen alternatively, what would it be? And then I want 2 answers. 1, if money mattered. And B, if money didn't matter.
And is it assumed that we will be successful in our answer?
Let's make it simple. Money doesn't matter. Let's just money doesn't matter. And yeah, let's assume you're successful at what you do.
All right. Thanks. Singer-songwriter.
Oh, I see that. You already got a YouTube and everything on that. Nasty work.
You keep going back to the red bone, eh?
Creepy.
Yo, Dilly, there's something else I don't know. You are a multi-talented man.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man, bro.
Yo, you gotta follow my shit, bro. I have the poetry Instagram. I have YouTube channel.
I'll follow YouTube. Follow YouTube because I ain't got Instagram like that, but I'll follow. I'll check you out on YouTube.
Hey.
Yeah. I might private most of those videos and make some new ones because they ain't it.
It's been
Nah. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. yeah. Super uncle. All right, Marcus. How about you, brother?
So that one I'm proud of, bro.
Yeah. That one get you canceled.
For me, bro, it's funny. I was actually thinking about this week. Not saying like this week was tough by any means and had me thinking about all the careers and whatnot, but architect, bro. Architect.
Okay.
I'd want to be an architect because like there's something about being able to like, you know, like you have an idea, you put it down on a sheet of paper or whatever it is, and then you just see it there, like you see it being built and now it exists and you see people interacting with it. And like, especially if you like push like the boundaries of like, you know, because you know you got the engineering, things got to make sense, and it's like one like the physics got to make sense. So you push the physics of it, and yet it still has function, and it's something that you could look at, and it's there for a while. It's just there. I just like resonate with that so much, and I'm a very visual person. So I thought like architect, hands down, I would give that one a run. In a different life.
And is that something new that popped up, or is this because you're saying, or is it like something you kind of always were interested in?
So like I'm a very visual person to start with, and then I think this is just like one of those aspects, one of those avenues that you could go down, and And I haven't really like I don't say I've looked at like drawn buildings since I was 10 or something like that. But
this guy on the side of his notebook, where we all do to like stick figures. He's drawing little houses, little CAD models.
Got blueprints on blueprints.
Yo, I got these of big match. Although architects, they really got the nicest pencils. They got the nicest pens. All sorts of different types of papers.
They got those tools. Those tools that we don't even know what they're called, but they're in those Oxford tins. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about
HB number 6 pencil?
Yeah.
The protractor?
Yeah, protractor.
Everything else that's in there besides the protractor. Bro,
yo,
that thing was so hard to close back together. They did you so dirty. When you bought it, everything was packed so nicely. You open that shit, it's never closing again.
I was always cheesing in grade school, bro. Like, why did they make us buy that shit every year? I was like, all right, this is the year I'm gonna use the other fucking whatever it is. We never use it. The fucking triangle ruler and all that.
What is that thing called? Is there a name for the whole box? What's the name for the whole box?
I just call it the Oxford tip.
Geometry set? I don't know.
Geometry set. Okay.
I just used to use my brother's ones, and like my protractor was broken, so like I couldn't even get the full half circle. I'd have to pretend.
No, because bro, if your protractor was foggy, you're out here already losing. Because you're out here, you're trying to see these angles. Your protractor is
the fail, bro.
you already.
Our rulers and shit, those tins were so much better because they were actually hard. Remember those kids that would have the rubber rulers where it always.
I had one of those like bendy rulers.
Yeah, it'd be bent at some
shit.
place. Garbage.
I always be drawing.
They're losing. They're losing already right from the get go.
Those kids' education are going nowhere, bro. I'm sorry, Dilly.
Oh my god.
But
I had one of those. My protractor. It had like a little chip out of it from the top, so I'll be drawing half circles. I'll be like with a little divot. I was taking L's already.
Yo, and you only had that one for the year, so you just had to hold it down.
Yeah.
You have to hold it down.
What do you guys talking about one for a year? We had one once, and that was it. Game over. You lost it. That's it. You fail. I don't have to buy more.
You that was a different time though. Where were you at? Where'd you go? That was
I was out in the boonies, bro. That's what it was, yo. I was y'all talking about privilege and oppression, bro. No.
That's really
should have wrote about that in the UT essay, bro. About the protractors and
I had to go grab a tree, sand it down. Hopefully that was a straight line.
That was
the dumbest thing I ever said in my life. But anyway,
where were we? After that, what were we saying?
So the question was if you could do any career where money didn't matter, what would it be? And I think I have my answer now too. Alternatively, bro, I just want to be whatever you call Steve Harvey, bro. That's exactly what I love, man. Just be a game show host and do stand up and whatnot. That'd be being a game show host would be so much fun.
Yeah, that'd be a good gig.
But in between, did you guys know? I don't really think of this as like Steve Harvey's part of Steve Harvey's career, but like he gave a relationship advice. Like that was a huge part of his career.
It is a
where
huge
he was
part.
Like he had that book. He had that book, which I just thought was a movie. How to Think Like a Man. Am I tripping?
I don't know, but he has a day show. He has like one of those shows kind of like Oprah / like Ellen and stuff, where he talks a lot about relationships and like God and whatnot.
No. Act like a lady, think like a man. He had a whole book.
Act like a lady, think like a man.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Yo, that title does not hold up in 2021, bro.
Yeah.
That title did not age well.
But let me tell you, he was very successful off of this, and I might be totally wrong, but who cares? Because nobody's checking facts.
It's all feelings, no facts. Let's go.
No facts.
Think Like a Man. I think Think Like a Man was made off of the book, and then and then he had got the position as the talk show host or
really? Because I knew he was a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. But he knows how he became really mainstream. He became really mainstream to the point you have to get to the point where it's like you're gonna be like a household name to be on this show. What's the show called again? Family Feud.
Because you know what? That's true. Because the only reason like I really knew Steve Harvey before, I knew nothing about this guy. I'm just like, who's this guy who wears suits, who's got that mustache and the teeth that look like chiclets?
Yo, that's wild.
It's true.
That's
and
so true and wild.
Yeah.
No, he had hair.
Yeah, he had hair.
He had hair. And not only did he have hair, I think he had the first spray-on hairline, like that we really like. We didn't really know. Now it's famous because of Instagram, and Atlanta really like Atlanta is the place where you go get. If you want a whole if you want to get dreads, if you want to get waves, go to Atlanta, and a bald man can have whatever they want. But he had the crispiest like hairline and whatnot.
Yeah, yo, him. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. And then Jamie Foxx, like is the first time I ever noticed that, where it's just like straight paint.
It was so evident. It was so evident.
Jamie, come on. What? His hairline was just like paint. Like I swear to God, it looked like he just drew it.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be too crisp. Where I'm kind of sussing on it a little bit.
No, but Jamie's was legit paint. Like you could actually see it. It was not hair. It was something else.
It's there's a name for it. Beijing. I think it's called Beijing.
Do you just say Beijing, like the city?
I'm saying it wrong, but it's called Beijing or Beijing. No, it's Bigen. Beijing. But or they say like whenever I hear it out loud, it's say Beijing. Or I might be mixing.
That's one of those words you just gotta say quickly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. You know the Beijing.
Yeah, you got that Beijing.
You don't kind of quiet it.
No, but Steve's wild, bro. Steve always be talking about this stuff. Don't be cheating on your lady and whatnot, and then he's out here cheating, bro.
Hey, that's the best cover up, though, right? Like, who's gonna suspect the guy giving the advice about that shit?
Those who preach are the ones who
impeach.
Exactly.
Yo, this is why you guys are together, eh? That was wild. Yo, Mo was looking. He was looking to the stars. He was looking out the window. He was really going for it.
He tossed that. Tossed that alley-oop, hoping that
I would have hanged him dry.
That alley-oop was in the air for an hour though. It was like spinning, bouncing back.
Yo, please be behind me right now to catch this.
Yo, good catch. Good catch.
Thanks, bro.
Actually, boys, I'm really curious. I'm actually so curious. I heard this the other day, and I want to get your thoughts on this. What do you guys think this is? And you listeners at home too, okay? I'm gonna play something for you. Yo, goddamn, why do I echo? Anyways, I'm gonna play something for you guys, and you guys gotta let me know what this is, okay?
All right. I think I know what it is.
You just playing games now. What the hell is that?
It just sounds like something like in a bucket or something, or like I don't know.
There's too much to it. It's like rhythmic. Then there's like breathing sounds, and then you have to flush at the like water at the end. So we get like it better be simple. If it's 5 things going on at the same time, how the hell are we supposed to guess that?
It's one thing doing one thing, or maybe 2 things doing one thing. It's one.
Is it the thing at the back of the toilet like pulling up and down on it?
Nah, I'm gonna play it one more time.
That wasn't always there.
That was always there.
Thank you. You're doing us dirty.
Wait.
You adding sounds, bro.
No. I just paused. I'm playing it from a slightly different part. All right, I'll give you a hint, okay? Or I'll give you 3 options.
It's in the water somewhere. There's water involved.
Yeah. Okay. It's a frog. Okay. It's an elephant seal, or it's an old man going to the toilet while ice fishing.
I'm gonna go with the third one.
Yo, how good are you at making multiple choice things? Because I suck at it. Like, you know, when it's people like when I give choices, the other 2 are whack. So the other 2 really, there's one of them seems like it's like I'm gonna have to go with what Dilly said, and that one seems so out of like the other 3.
All right. Well, the answer, everybody, is this sound was actually 2 elephant seals battling it out for the right to mate. That's their battle cry. So if
elephant seal, we don't even know what an elephant seal is. Like, how are we supposed to know what that is? Like, do you know what an elephant seal is?
Nah,
those are 2 different animals.
It's just a big.
Those are 2 different animals, bro.
It's like a big sea lion or something. Oh man,
that's a shitty battle cry, bro. If you came at me with that, like,
that's
you better be ready to catch these hands.
Yeah, man, that's the nastiest sounding thing I've ever heard in my life.
You know, I see. They got the nose. The nose looks kind of like an elephant. That's why they got the
Google it.
Elongated.
And they're huge.
Elongated.
Yeah. Man, I saw that video. It's one of those things that popped up on my Facebook.
That's nasty, bro.
Yo, your legendary Facebook, eh? This guy's legendary Facebook.
My Facebook feed. My Facebook lately has been infiltrated. I'm not even, no word of a lie, no joke. Dilly, I've sent Dilly these pictures. It's been infiltrated by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. For whatever reason, every advertisement I get is
it the Bitcoin?
No, it's not Bitcoin. It's sponsored by the Chinese Communist Party, saying about how Xi Jinping or someone else is doing something amazing or awesome. Yo, Facebook got me as the wrong person, bro. Someone's using my account, bro.
Also, your Uber Eats too is being like Ecuador or whatever.
Yeah, my Uber Eats is like, yo, here's $6 Ecuadorian, yo. or Ecuador dollars or US dollars. Go eat. And I'm like, I don't need this, man.
Mo, you need to change all your passwords right away to something different. This is I'm worried for you right now because like
I'm not even joking. Yo, CCP. I don't support what's the Chinese communist. There's not a lot of governments I support, bro, and the Chinese Communist government's not one, bro. I don't support that. Yo, what's going on with the Uyghurs out in the West, bro? Let's not turn political here because there's a lot going on in the world, and I don't want to see it canceled to talk about some shit.
Yeah. So how about we talk about some assholes instead? I got a little "Am I the asshole?" for you guys.
Oh.
Marcus thought I was talking about different kind of asshole.
I was like, whoa, eat the booty like groceries. Remember when that was a thing?
He's like, do you like it wrinkly
my
or do you
fridge
like
is
it
empty though?
Sorry.
Fridge is
Continue.
empty. Yeah. So you've seen the pod, so you know how it works. But we'll basically read a scenario and see whether or not this person is the asshole. Are you ready?
Hit me. And do I have to give like an elongated response? What type of the response?
Yeah. Tell us what you're thinking, like your thought process. But this one is called "Am I the asshole for abandoning a grieving friend after she tried to charge me rent?" So, my friend is a recent widow. It's been a long time coming, but that hardly makes it easier. Her husband passed away at the end of February, and she has been understandably distraught since. I have tried my best to support her through this, even though I can't possibly understand what she's going through. At the beginning of March, she asked me if I'd stay over during the night because she couldn't stand sleeping alone in an empty house. I obliged and temporarily moved in once I was sure my husband was okay with it. She's not been taking care of herself, so I've been doing 100% of the household chores and taking care of her and all her responsibilities, as well as working full-time. Well, last week, she springs on me how much she'll be expecting in rent from here on out. She heavily implied I was taking advantage of her in her grief, trying to live in her house for free, and that she expects me to back pay her rent for the 2 months I'd already been there. I was extremely insulted by this and told her I'd transfer her the money she wanted, but I would be moving back to my own house, where I am also paying rent. I got my stuff and was out within a couple of hours. She has since asked me to come back, but I have refused. I told her I'd still do her shopping and I'll come over to help her with a few bits, but I'm not spending another night in that house. Am I the asshole?
Is there more to this story?
That's the blurb that she wrote.
The easy one, bro.
This is cold. Like, this is a cold case. It's done.
Yo, obviously the person who is living there rent free is the asshole, in my opinion.
Mark, look at that.
You just really trying to start dialogue, bro.
No, I'm serious, bro. No, I thought about it. At first, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like this person's the asshole. Obviously, oh, you're forcing me to pay rent. Yo, first of all, perspective matters. All we're hearing is the side of this person who's looking at their grieving friend and gonna go live with them. We don't know what they said, bro. We don't know what kind of communication is a two-way street, not a one-way street, right? We talked about that. Right now, we're taking the path of least resistance and hearing her side. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, brothers and sisters and everything else, right? This person has abused their friendship. This person is assuming that their friend needs them to live with them. Right? Maybe the friend is like, yo, come live with me. Right? Who said they're living for free? Right? You know? So like, and this person is grieving. Obviously, their mental process might not be there properly. So why would you abandon me so promptly?
You know it's bullshit when he starts freestyling.
Yeah. When he has to start to rhyme for things to make sense.
for real, the 2 month back pay is kind of ridiculous. Not gonna lie, but yo, maybe honestly, maybe this person's doing one of those things where, oh, they're grieving. I should go be with them when the person doesn't need it at all.
I would believe
No, she
you.
asked her though.
So first of all, there's that too. What Billy just mentioned, they did. She begged her. She said she can't sleep in the house without somebody there. But then this person has a husband and a house. Unless the husband is there, she's trying to get out of that relationship. God forbid the husband's abusive. That's kind of a mess she's trying to get out of. Unless there's part of that story we're not hearing. It's not like she was at a place, moved in all her stuff into her friend's place and is helping her friend do this grieving process. Then that would be like, okay, there's an element of like, okay, you're benefiting from here. But if you have a whole life outside of this that you're kind of like doing a long distance relationship for,
but I feel you. But if you're married with someone, sometimes you need that break. Sometimes you want that space. Right? And then 2, this is the other point that I was thinking. This person requires validation because they posted something that's seemingly so easy. There's something going on here. This person's not there. I think there's a level of immaturity that this person has by having to post such a post like this, right? They need to feel like they're heard because their buddies or friends aren't telling them, or their husband or someone's not telling them, giving this validation. They're seeking the internet for validation. You know what I mean?
And remind me the platform. This is Reddit, where they post these kind of stories. Yeah, bro. Mo, I'm gonna have to give you. You're playing the tough part. You're uphill. You're going uphill against the wind. It's tough and everything. but
I'll tell you right now,
man.
I'm uphill, but I'm parking my wheel to the left and cranking up the shift so that the car doesn't roll downhill. I'm ready.
You in it.
But she's like, yo, move in with me because I can't sleep here. Then they're doing 100% of the household maintenance and the chores and shit. And then
she said groceries. She bringing the groceries. That's wild. Groceries.
It sounds like my wife.
Okay, I'll give you this. What city
sounds
is it?
like my wife, yo. She says the same shit all the time. I've been doing all the housework. Y'all don't do shit. What are you talking about? I've been cleaning the washroom. I've been cooking the food. What are you out of your mind?
Do you wash the bathtub?
Hell yeah.
All right. If you wash the bathtub's up there. It's one of the heavy duty jobs in the household.
The toilet.
The bathtub's annoying, bro.
Bathtub, your back is hurting, all kinds of crazy things. Your knees, I feel like you need equipment proper equipment, like body safety equipment.
I need a home assessment to make this possible.
Yo, this is how you know. This is how you know we're old, bro. I'm sorry, bro. This is it. If you're gonna put knee pads,
do you wash it inside it? You wash the bathtub inside or outside? Because if it's outside, you definitely need knee pads.
I'm outside it. Yeah. I don't step. If I'm cleaning it, I'm not in it. I'll be right outside of it. I'll be bending over.
Yeah,
I'll be doing some crazy next level positions.
I hate the bathtub so much.
That's how you win those arguments. That's saying I watch the bathtub too.
So,
but it depends what city. If it's New York, then that's a whole different scenario. Everybody got to start paying up rent, no matter what your situation is like.
Exactly.
Also, there's a part in here. She implied that I was taking advantage.
But she might have been, bro. I actually can believe this person's taking advantage. No word of a lie. This person seems this person acting like they're amazing or something here.
I don't know. I don't see them taking advantage. They're she literally left her whole house behind.
Yeah, if I had to make a decision, I'm definitely going with the person writing this Reddit post is the asshole. but I
Is
could
or
see
isn't?
is the asshole. The person writing
Oh,
this.
dang.
That's correct, right?
Right.
That's whatever is most sane. I'm the opposite, and I think that's the answer. And
Okay, yeah. So then
the
not
way.
the asshole is the answer.
All right. Well, then I'll say this.
Most saying they are
the
because the person writing the person
I'll
writing
say-
the post is the friend who moved in.
Yeah. So I'll say this. You guys are all the assholes.
she's the
'Cause
asshole. The person
this
who moved in
person-
is the asshole.
This person's a grieving
Oh,
widow, yo.
see.
Kind of. Let this person be.
All right.
Okay,
So
hold
Reddit has
on.
a-
Did I get this story wrong? Did I get
No,
the
no,
story
you got it
wrong?
right. You
Or
got
just
it.
before
You
I
got it right.
answer?
You got it right. You got it right. You were
Okay,
saying
okay.
that the person who's charging rent, which is the widow, is the asshole.
Yeah.
Obviously, this person's horrible, man. How can you charge rent on someone trying to help you, bro? Relax.
Yeah.
No, but I think one of my favorite
Yeah,
things
Reddit-
with Am I the Asshole is really try to find the other side.
I knew that's what you were doing.
I was trying to.
Kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you.
Freedom Mobile, bro. But
The irony
Bro,
of it.
when you said when you said Freedom Mobile, a bunch of like negative emotions just came over my body. Are you talking about the phone company?
yeah. I didn't think that'd get such a visceral reaction. What happened, bro?
Bro, Freedom Mobile would leave me hanging crazy. We talked about communication problems, right? One of them was Freedom Mobile. One of them was Freedom Mobile. Freedom Mobile would leave you hanging crazy.
I had freedom.
You be talking to your girl and you walk and it's gone. Nothing changed. You're still you're outside. You just you can't even usually I walked underneath the bridge. You know, I went in an elevator. There's no explanation for your phone to drop with Freedom Mobile.
Just a bird.
Like, this
flew
shit's
by,
not free.
Yo, I was with Freedom Mobile when it was called Wind back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? And so, yeah, I was so cheap.
100%.
I was so cheap. And, I lived
Gone
in
with the
Guelph.
wind.
Yeah, gone with the wind. Exactly.
Your signal is gone with the wind, bro.
When the weather changes, your cell phone service changes.
That's how you got those cheap plans, bro. They're not giving you no service.
Yeah, I'm about to puke. All right, yo. So I lived in Guelph. I lived in Guelph, right? So I live on.
Was that even covered?
Yo, no, it wasn't.
Was that even underneath the map? Yo, was it an orange zone?
Yo, it was like a light orange or some shit. But anyway, so I was out in Wind. It was called Wind Mobile, okay? And I got my first phone ever, yo, the Nokia Windows phone, which is the dumbest purchase I ever had done in my life. I live out in a certain part of Guelph. My bar was always one bar, and the amount of missed calls that I get, because people will call me and just go right to voicemail. So then I was touting it. I was touting it to my boys, who Jandrew was on this podcast before, and to this day, yo, this guy used to chirp me so much for this. He's like, yo, I used to be like, yo, I'm only paying like $20 a month, yo. This is a sick deal. Y'all gotta get on this. Jandrew was like, all right, yo, that's actually a cool idea. I like it. He's like, yo, you like your phone? I'm like, yeah. 1 week later, he's like, yo, you man, you ruined my life, man. I can't call anybody. I come to university.
You got it, bro.
You got it?
Yo, I
Follow your advice?
Yeah. He's like, yo, it's like I come to the university and my connection's instantly dead. He's like, yo, I can't message people. I can't do shit. Oh man.
The weird thing is, I hear that it works in the subway. Is this true?
Yeah, because that's the only place you can get reception.
I can't even confirm that. I was in London. There's no subway, so there was. All I can confirm is if the weather changed, if it's raining outside, don't be expecting to be making calls.
It's a wind mobile, not rain mobile.
Yo, yeah, that's it. Only if it's a windy day. That's it. Yo, actually, yo, for real though. What phone company with y'all with right now?
TELUS.
Telus? I feel like Marcus is some next level shit, bro.
Yo, I'm talking all this crap, and I don't know if I'm not. I don't know if I'm that far off. I'm with Chatter right now.
Oh, okay.
You're
That's
what?
Chatter, CHATR, bro. Me and you, we're
never heard of that.
We're two birds of a feather that fly together, you know.
You with Chatter too?
Yeah, no, I was with Chatter for a bit, and then I switched over from Chatter, and now I'm with Zoomer.
Bro, what are these companies, yo? What are these companies?
Yo,
we got to support small local businesses.
Exactly. Yo, Zoomer Mobile, if y'all want to hit it up, it's an excellent service. It uses the Rogers network. Yo, Zoomer Mobile, it's so just to tell you how sick this company is. Zoomer Mobile is designed. It was designed for the geriatric population. So all the phone plans and stuff, it's always just older folks. And whenever I get my phone, like every month, I get this thing called the Zoomer magazine, where it's just magazines for old folks, and then I get like discounts for hearing aids, walking canes.
Yo.
Yeah, bro. If y'all need to hook up, bro, come check out Zoomer Mobile.
After you just said you threw Andrew underneath the bus crazy, or nobody's testing you for cell phone service providers. But like, how did you come across this? Was it in the mall?
No, it was a coworker of mine at my old job. They're like, "Yo, I got a sick phone call from Zoomer Mobile." At the time, I was with Chatter, and then he just told me, because I think with Chatter I was paying $40 a month or something like that. And then he's like, "No, yo, you can get the same deal from Zoomer for $32." So I did that.
What do you get with it?
At that time it was 4 gigs of data. Now I went up back up to 40 a month, but I get 6 gigs of data, unlimited calling, and then they gave me a Huawei P20 Lite or something, so I sold that. So I bought it, sold it for like $270, and then paid off essentially my phone bill for what, like 7 months, yeah.
Now, how is the service?
It's excellent. It uses the Rogers network, so just like Chatter.
But,
so
like,
however your service is with Chatter, it's exactly
okay. All right. It's not too. I can't complain then.
Yeah.
I remember a time when Texas, like your phone plan came with the number of texts that you had for that month.
Oh,
when it
my
was
God,
like,
bro,
and that was a time before, like, instant messaging online on your mobile device. So you would use them texts up because you'd be sending you'd be like, "Hi, what's up? LOL." And you like, each of those is one. You'd go through, and I have prepaid. So like, it was like, you'd go through, it's crazy to think about it, but like you'd go through 25, like 100 texts a month, and you're like, "Damn, man, I can't believe I was just texting bear like this."
Yeah, and y'all using that
bro,
T9.
my first ever. Yo, T9, bro.
Yeah.
T9.
Hello is like 6'5", like 6'4", or whatever.
Bro, that actually, I definitely wasn't texting a lot, like paragraphs, because and I'm like, for somebody that has like lots of typos, so I think it would have been multiplied by that as well. And we've come so far for like just like communication with cell phones and whatnot.
Yeah, we
Bro,
know.
right now,
my first phone ever was a flip phone, LG something, and I had a plan, but there's like limited text on it, and I think I had like a really low, actually it might have been like 2,500 or something after my parents boosted it because I went over. But in grade 9, it was also my first time ever like having a girlfriend. I put in quotes or whatever, because that shit is bullshit. but
you were texting anybody that you're texting after school, or whatever it was.
Just used stuff so fast. So like, this is so trash.
Yo, but
oh God.
That means you're texting during the day. What's that?
I was gonna say, your parents, when they give you the plan, they're like 500 texts. You this is a lot, right? You can be good. When they're there,
Go on.
and then surprise, first month, and
Yeah.
you're like, what is he doing? Who are you texting?
Yeah, literally, I think I got confronted with it too, kind of.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, who are you texting this on? Like the bill is like crazy right now, and then they're like, it's the same. This number keeps coming up. They're doing some investigative work, bro. They pulled my record. I was like, I don't know.
Yo, was she Muslim, bro?
Yeah.
No.
That was one of those back in the day. But what's it called? Yo, the thing is, that means you were texting a lot during the day, because those texting plans were like free after 7 and on the weekends. Or was that calls?
It would also be like after school. No, that's correct.
Calls.
But it's also
Calls.
Yeah, calls. It'll be after school too. I'd be texting like crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
plus,
bro,
if you
that
type
was
like a
fun.
certain, if you typed a certain length of message, it'll become a 2-part message.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was wild
Yeah.
too.
Oh my
There's a
god.
legit
That was tough.
limit.
Were you guys allowed having girls call into place on the home phone?
Didn't really happen. I mean, like there's no like rules or anything per se. Just like have a cell phone. Like
Yeah.
Listen,
I got a cell phone because I was like, there was no number I was gonna get. It was gonna be wild.
Hi,
There
Mrs.
was no number to get.
Gulilat. Can we? Is Marcus home?
Not happening, bro.
And then she's like,
Not happening.
he won't be after this.
And then Marcus on the other end, he's like,
man.
the shallow in the conjo.
Yeah, this guy.
Yo, actually, real
bro.
talk. This could be my last question. Okay, my last question. And it's right on this topic actually. If you could go back in grade 9 with the mind that you have today, okay, same mind that you have today, you go back to grade 9, same like class, same everything, or not even same class, same everything, but it's like you're not going back in time. It's like the big trends that happened recently has still happened. That makes sense. So like the reason I'm saying that is so that you can't be like, yeah, I'll go back in time and invest in Bitcoin or some shit like that. Okay. So if you have the mind that you have right now and you could restart, but with this brain in grade 9, would you do it?
I feel like I just don't want to go through grade 9. You know?
Yeah.
Are you saying like if I had to go back, like would I change anything? Is that the question?
No,
Like,
not changing
would I
anything.
live it differently?
You just live it. Like you can do the exact same life if you wanted to. You just live it again. You could change it.
And you
live
can't. And you can't like capitalize from the trends, is what you're saying? You can't like get rich off of like knowing the past, like knowing the things that would happen.
So like, let's say you forget about like Bitcoin stuff. Like you don't know that what's gonna happen there. You just have the maturity that you have to now. That's the point.
Bro, there's like it's good, but I don't know if I want to be reliving through all that again, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a like you know there you have those lessons and you have that growth because you are legit like I don't know, is it so far for me to say like it's like prison? It's like what? Why would you be doing that? Like just so that you could see a different you today? Like is that like you do it just to either relive those moments or to change your future, which would mean you'd kind of have to like wait for that moment all along that time, or maybe I guess like you'd enjoy. Another aspect to look at it is like, you know, you just enjoy all those moments again, whatever you've had. But nah, bro, I feel like there was a lot of grind involved.
Yeah.
To get to where I'm at today. So
there was.
I don't know.
And you know what? That's the thing I thought too. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yo, I feel like my whole life has been extremely lucky, and I've been rolling sixes luck, fortunately. And I'm glad. I feel like if I restarted, even if I did the exact same stuff, I might not. I probably won't be where I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on that aspect alone, but then the other aspects I don't want to restart. But I'll finish that off actually after your bit.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, I just don't want to go back to grade 9. Like, I love where I'm at now. I love being, independent. Like how many years did it take to get here, right? Like, imagine going through all that all over again, like all the stupid high school. Like, not that I was like in a lot of drama or anything, but like all the bullshit of high school, of like kids growing up and like trying to see like who has the the biggest ego and all that, and who's like just so much bullshit.
100%. 100%.
I gonna lie though, I have fun with high school. I have fun in high school, but so like reliving it would be fun.
I had fun.
But the difference is now you relive it. This is where it kind of feel like jail. You're living with a bunch of kids. You're gonna feel like you're so like, oh my god, why are you so stupid, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone around you is trying to, like when it's cool back then. Like some guy would be trying to act all tough in front of the girls, or the girls would be acting all stupid and whatnot. Like you'd be living through that. You're like, oh my god. I'd probably be hanging out with the teachers. Like, you know what I mean? Like at that point, you'd be like, I can't. And then you can't even hit on girls, man. I feel like I'd feel like R. Kelly, man. I wouldn't be down for it.
100%. Or you're going to change. Like you're gonna, like you either are gonna like fight against it, or just like you're gonna revert back to yourself, and then it's like you're relearning to just like go back to where you are. Like you're mature. I'll become unmature just to become mature again.
Yeah. But I will say you do have a freedom as grade 9 to just be able to talk shit to people, and everyone would be like, "Yeah, you're just a kid." I'll be like, "You're like, ha, you suck, man. You are so like things like that." Like, I'd be doing wild shit, and people would be giving you a free pass. I do that now. I go to jail.
And Billy mentioned something very important as well. Like at that age, you're so influenced by just ego in general. Yeah. Like you're either insecure, you're surrounded by people that are just like, just consumed by their ego. So like that conflict where people are just chirping on top of each other, and a lot of times just spent on like trying to find yourself within the social hierarchy of school. And then you're kind of you kind of come there with the maturity of like knowing that this doesn't really matter. So I guess the positive of that is maybe like you can like navigate much easier through that, or maybe even tough. Maybe you're the weirdo to stand out. That's just like everybody's like, you're like, this guy's weird. Like he just doesn't care. He just like, you might even be like, you might be like seen as like there might be like something mentally off with you because of how you're just like not caring about the same things that they care about.
Yeah.
That's hit the head on the nail, bro.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I think that's all it for me, man.
Yeah, that's all I got, bro.
It was nice. It was nice seeing you guys from this lens, to see the mics, and seeing I can't see Mo's background, but Dilly's background is fire. Seeing Dilly's background.
Yeah, you want to see this mess, bro? Let me do this.
You don't have to do that to yourself.
Look at that! Look at this garbage behind me, bro. I'm shooting in my old bedroom, which now they pretty much turned into a closet.
Yo, I know them international suitcases. Them suitcases that have to hold that. Yeah. They gotta make it through them international flights where they don't care. They just be throwing them things crazy.
You gotta go in there. You pray. You're like, please don't be 23 kilos and above. Please don't be over 23 kilos. I memorize the numbers, man.
You know it, because or else you're gonna pay 300, whatever. I don't know what the price is now, but US dollars, whatever, 300 US dollars.
And it doesn't matter if you measure it at home. It's gonna be somehow 25 kilos when you get there.
Oh yeah.
Nah. And then also to kind of like spend the like I think when we started, the sun was just coming down, and now it's nighttime.
Yeah, Mo's hella dark right now. That Zoom looks like Marcus in class, bro.
Oh man, but yo, Marcus, man, thank you for coming on, yo. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. We've been watching you on for the longest time. I think we've asked you in the past, and I it was very understandable because back then nobody wants to get canceled on Shoot the Ship. No, I think the timing was just inopportune. We're so glad we finally were able to get you on, man. And you know, the first guest in a long time, bro. It had to be fire, you know.
First video guest ever.
For real? Oh, damn. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for allowing me to share that with you guys, and I'm excited for the summer for you guys as well, because hopefully, like maybe like you can, I don't know, maybe outside. I don't even know if that's even feasible to record outside, but I can't wait to have you guys recording together as well.
Oh, bro.
In person.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
That'd be amazing. We look forward to that one day.
Yeah, we'll get to get you back on too again.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
And as we're ending this off, yo, I'm gonna play us off the outro music right now, so we all get to hear it. And just make sure if you like what you saw, subscribe to see more.
Oh yeah, fuck.
We keep forgetting to do that every single time.
I keep forgetting about that shit.
But yeah. Let's we'll play the outro.
Comment, share. Yep.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, you gotta do it.
I'm gonna get roasted because I can't do it. Yo, see how he's beating me at my own cultural music? Oh. See, he's killing me. This is not right. It's
back on blurry though.
What I said. This is exactly. This is.
This slaps, bro.
This guy.
So if you guys actually want to know the song, it's Yene Habasha by Abi Laku Abi.
This is Dilly, you seen it firsthand.
Oh yeah, of course.
I love it.
Alrighty, folks.
I love it. Much respect.
Hey.